Welcome to Cory Turner Talks Cars, another episode from the car. This evening I was out and about. Thought, well, hey, I'll just do a segment real quick here from the car. And today I wanted to talk about the Bentley Bentayga Butt. Now, if you are into ultra luxury cars, then you know about Rolls-Royce, you know about Bentley, and if you're into ultra luxury SUVs, then you know that Rolls-Royce has the Cullinan and Bentley has the Bentayga, which is everything you can think about as far as luxury when it comes to Bentley. It is what this vehicle represents. There has been some questions about some of their interior pieces. Do they live up to the Bentley name? A powerful SUV, and if you get the speed version, a very powerful SUV. But I wanted to talk about, just today, we want to talk about the Bentley Bentayga Butt, the rear end of this car, and the changes they made for 2021. And there's some questions out there. Is it legal? So first of all, let's talk about what did the previous Bentley Bentayga look like when it came to the tail end. And if you look at one, we got one right here. Let me pull it up so we can take a look at it. The rear end of the Bentayga had more of the rectangular tail lights. As you can see, it goes off of both sides. It kind of starts there on the back and then kind of wraps a little bit around the edge to complete that tail light look in the back of the Bentayga. Now, there are laws and regulations in the United States that your tail lights cannot be mounted on the back, the lift, on the door that's going to lift up, because if it's stopped on the side of the road, let's say in the middle of the night, and you have that lifted up while you're trying to change your spare, put your spare on or change your tire, by regulation, there still has to be taillights on the back of the car. And so what Bentley did in the first generation there, the Bentayga, the previous generation of the Bentayga, those lights would actually split, so when the tailgate went up, you still had the tail lights there. But that is not the case with the new Bentayga, the 2021 Bentayga. Let's take a look at that. So there's a couple of things happening here real quick with those tail lights. First of all, boom, they are... some people call them teardrop. I think they look a little more like eyeballs. They are no longer the square rectangular taillights that they had in the previous generation. Now we have these. So why would we switch to these? Well, for one, I think they're trying to make everything look a little more uniform within the lineup. The Continental GT has these type of taillights on it, so I think they wanted to have that go ahead and show that, kind of be that Bentley feel across the lineup there, so they had it here in the Bentayga as well. Now what they did, though, if you look at it, they are mounted on the tailgate. So when the tailgate opens, those taillights disappear. They go up with the tailgate. So how in the world is this legal? How can they sell this in the United States? Well, what they did is they've put another set of taillights right below it. So if you look on the bumper on both sides of the license plate, there's strips of red, not reflectors on a Bentley. They're not reflectors. Those are actually acting taillights as well. So when you open up the tailgate, the lights just drop down, and now they're running off of that bumper. That's where the tail lights are, and that's how it's making sure it abides by all the regulations and everything we need here in the United States, so that it can be sold and it can pass regulations as needed. So technically, the rear end of the Bentley Bentayga has 4 tail lights, right? The tail lights on the tailgate, and then also in the bumper. Now, what do you think about the new tail lights? There's been some controversy on that. Personally, I think they look better. I like these better than the rectangular taillights before. They feel more integrated into the design to me. I do like that they match up with the Continental GT as well, so it has that same feel on both. I think it's a very sharp design. I think it was a good idea. They're not the first ones to put the double tail lights. Audi, of course, this is an Audi vehicle, right? So Audi already has that on some of their models, but I think they did a good job with it. I think the previous Bentley Bentayga, it was a good looking vehicle, but I think now as it's maturing, as they're refining it, I really like the new Bentley Bentayga, the 2021. I think it looks great. So we're going to talk about them more here in the future, especially the speed when they actually come out with the bigger engine. We'll start talking about times and how much power is in that bad boy. But let me know, which Bentley Bentayga Butt did you like the best? Was it the 2020 and older, or do you like the new eyeballs, teardrops, rounder, whatever you want to call them, taillights of the 2021. Be sure to leave that in the comments. Remember to like, comment, and share. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let's talk about cars tomorrow.